So shine, so shine, shine bright. So shine, so shine, shine bright.
Welcome to another episode of our Soul Shine Summit series, activations and meditations for new earth vibrations. Today, we're here with SomRa An'Ryka. She is a beautiful soul. She's an ET walk-in, and her story has been on acoustichealth.com in our archives if you choose to check that out. She is fascinating, and she is here to really bring people into their heart, to clean up the past, and to be centered into joy and compassion. And today's sound healing, it's a channeled sound healing meditation, transform with self-compassion. I am so happy to introduce you to SomRa. Hi, SomRa.
Hi, Lauren. Great to be here.
This is such a beautiful time of year, and it's really powerful as well. And here we are at the precipice of a new year, moving into an 8-year. Can you share with us any of the energies as we close out the old and move into the new?
Sure. Well, this time of year is kind of automatic just because over the centuries it's been set up with the calendar the way it is. And we know the calendar is kind of off from how nature works, but we've come accustomed to that whole, wrapping things up and moving into the new in January. It's like the whole New Year's resolutions thing where people try to make new choices and sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't. And so there's kind of that set the stage, over the centuries. But we also tend to have energetic upticks in energy during this time of year, galactic light waves hitting the planet. They're always hitting the planet. And I say hitting, that sounds a little violent, but it's more like bathing, I guess that's the word. But they're higher light frequencies and they contain geometry, sound frequencies, all kinds of things that are stirring things up inside humanity on a personal level and of course on a global level as a part of Gaia's awakening and humanity's awakening. And so each year it seems to get more intense or increase more, and this year is no different. And this year in particular, what we're seeing, it can be described a number of ways, but I'm going to focus on certain aspects of it. And the essence is that I perceive, and my higher team, is about greater authenticity. And a lot of people think they know what that means, but don't necessarily know. We think we know, we think we're being our true selves, or we think we're being authentic, and we don't realize we're still being layers of identity constructs that were formulated long ago, particularly in the first 8 years of life, and particularly the first 3 years of life, where most people don't even remember and don't understand. But we absorb everything during those time periods, and our neurological structure of our brain and our sense of identity is formulating, millions of times a second. And so everything we encounter, every experience, whether, it's extreme like abuse, or, it's just misunderstandings, authority figures projecting things on us that aren't true. It's their own stuff. We absorb all of that, and it creates conflicts in our consciousness. And of course, this has happened over lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes when we were children then, and then we experience whatever traumas in that adult life of those lifetimes. And that creates what I call a consciousness matrix. And so that consciousness matrix is carried over lifetime after lifetime. And it's kind of like it's inner field all the time. And I perceive these things because I used to work as a one-on-one healer, facilitator, transformation coach. And I still do that more in a group context now. But I was originally started as an energy worker and a massage therapist. And so when I would be working on people, I would perceive these things. And, here I am, I'm having to give a body work massage, but I hear these aspects screaming and yelling, help me, I'm stuck. The traumas and the different events from various lifetimes and buried from childhood are there. They're just held in the field and in the body. And of course, we know that directly connects with physical issues, emotional issues, circumstantial issues like, money problems, relationship issues, all those things. That's where all this stuff comes from. And so I have dedicated my entire career to finding out what is it that's holding back the light workers. I've been essentially awakened my entire life. I never forgot completely where I came from. And so and of course, as a walk-in, the soul aspects, as they come in, I bring in more awareness of who I am already in the higher planes. And so it's like, come on, we've been going through this for decades. And it's like, you feel it, but it's not happening on that global scale, at least not really obviously. A lot is happening internally, but there are these walls, these barriers that are still not being broken through, so to speak. And a lot of light workers and starseeds, as well as humanity. And I see a lot of light workers and starseeds kind of like, they think they're there, but they're not. They think they're awakened, but they're not. And this is not a judgment at all. It's just a fact of the situation. We're always going to be peeling away layers of the identities, the identity constructs that we've taken on. That's the awakening. And that does involve connecting with those wounded parts of self and healing them, as well as awakening to the divine presence that you are. And all that's happening simultaneously. And we're managing it all the best we can, those of us on the spiritual awakening path.
And that's really what makes you a beautiful teacher, because you get that. And I do say, I know you, and you bring a level of, even into the working space, there's just a level of astuteness where it's like, come on, let's get this going. And it makes everyone better. That's what I'm trying to say, is that you really make everyone better. So with all your clients and all of it, it's just getting us more real, making it more real and
real.
Authentic. So let's get real, everyone. All right. So, as you do channeled sound healing meditations, and they're so beautiful. And you also work with ET Ascended Masters. And there's one group, an angel collective, Orchestron. Tell us about that. Tell us about this healing activation, the sound healing activation, and how it came to you.
Okay. So I've been channeling sound since 1996, and it wasn't for several years later till I discovered that there's an actual collective. I was just very focused on a lot of things at that time, and it began to get clearer and clearer as my own clairvoyance, clairaudience awakened, and so forth. And the angels, I think, first started coming through as their own collective. Somewhere around 2016 or something like that. And I was like, oh, this is really neat. I'd never really been into angels all that much. I have an angelic stream of frequencies in my consciousness for sure as a soul being. But I started getting really into the angels. And so they started coming through as their own collective. And earlier this year, I think it was, they introduced themselves as Orchestron. And of course, I had to chuckle because it's like so apropos. And at first I thought, is this a joke? And it's like, no, this is what we prefer to call ourselves, because we are here to encourage lightheartedness. And yes, there is deeper meaning to it. It's a serious meaning, but also there's this lightheartedness and humor, of course, orchestras and music. And so the Trigalian Sound Masters are the collective of ETs and angels in that collective that I've been channeling more often. But the angels have been coming through more specifically. I've been working a lot more with the archangels, especially in the last few years. And so they said, we sat down. It was like, we're going to bring this through for the Soul Shine event. This understanding of self-compassion. And angels are all about, compassion, gentleness, love. And I mean, we know Archangel Michael, he's more like, yeah, I'm here, I'm protection, I'm clearing, they're those types of angels, but overall, there's still that warm, loving softness. And Archangel Michael, I love him, he's got that warmth too. But I find amazingly, angels are so direct. And I love that. I love that. I'm kind of a direct teacher, and there's a place for going roundabout for sure. But angels are just right there. They're very present. They're very pure. And so Orchestron is approximately 30 to 40 in the collective that works through me, depending on who I'm channeling for in the group and who's listening to the recording. There are different people who are connected with different archangels, and each angel is a part of a legion of an archangel. And that's a whole other study about angels. So, we have representatives from Raphael, of course, who is the healing angel, and Michael, and some of the others like Sandalphon, who's all about gentleness and softness, and many, many others that are represented. And so when I'm channeling, it's kind of difficult because they have just one voice, right? And they're this collective. So they have to kind of interchange or blend as they're coming through. But you'll hear sometimes this, might sound masculine, might sound feminine, might sound something in between. It's, angels don't really have gender. It's more about context and vibrational state. And so sometimes, just like with the Trigalian sound masters, when I'm channeling them, there are sounds that may be kind of gruff or moany or that sort of thing. And that's where we're really connecting in with those those wounds that need healing, those emotional wounds, and helping to bring them to the surface. Sound is extremely powerful and quick in its transformational ability because it bypasses the mind. The mind doesn't really get it. And so it doesn't know how to fight it kind of thing or resist it. And so sound gets right in there and touches through vibrational resonance. And it's not really getting in there. It's more like, the whole thing about music resonance you may have heard, where if you strike a string of a guitar, like say a D string, or actually if you strike a tuning fork, to the note D, and the D string will vibrate, even if it's across the room. And so it's like that. We're emanating those frequencies, and those parts that resonate start to vibrate, and they come forward, and then they release. And sometimes they'll dissolve. Sometimes pop sounds come through where they're just literally breaking up these things. They're these identity constructs that are conflicting are like dark crystals in the field and in the consciousness. So they'll vibrate and poof, break up. Sometimes people have some tears stream down. It's not painful. It's just, it's more like just waves coming up and releasing. And so it's such an honor to be able to offer this gift to people in such a way. I have a 3-octave voice, and so I can really get to all kinds of ranges within there, and what I call frequencies within the frequencies. Like an instrument can't do that. An instrument is tuned to specific notes, whereas I can get into these very subtle in-betweens and let them through my voice, as well as we include instruments sometimes like bowls and that sort of thing, which are in this meditation.
Ooh, so as we do this activation and meditation, is there any guidance or recommendation that you have for those who are going to receive it?
Yeah, so I guide you through a spoken part of the meditation at the beginning that is really important. The more relaxed you are and receptive you are, the more you're going to experience the depth and the richness of what this can do for you. And using it repeatedly through recording can be extremely helpful. And so the spoken part of the meditation guides you through connecting with these feelings of anything that you're any self-negating thoughts and feelings you have, like I'm not good enough, I'm not okay, I feel like I'm not evolving fast enough spiritually, all those thoughts that are comparisons to others, any sense of inferiority, superiority. I don't go into those so much, speak about those, so I'm glad we're talking about it now. So when you go into the meditation, that's what I'm talking about, is we want to just connect with them. And there's so much energy in the consciousness that's devoted to keeping them hidden and keeping them out of your conscious awareness. And so those identity constructs are designed to dodge and avoid and go, here's my best self. I'm putting my best self forward. Here's who I want you to see. And it's only because there's judgment under there. There's self-judgment that says the real me isn't good enough. And that comes from, criticisms and misunderstandings in childhood and past lives. One of the common things I've seen is like people who have older siblings. As little kids, you don't understand that they're capable of doing things you can't. And so and helping people over the years, we've come into that barrier a lot where they develop all these constructs that I'm not fast enough. I'm not good enough. I can't speak well enough. Maybe those older siblings made fun of you. And that got ingrained in your identity. It's literally embedded there. So the sounds are going to help bring that stuff forward and clear it. But you don't even necessarily know. We just build these constructs over the years to try to cope and function in the world and hopefully not be judged. Don't say or do anything that triggers this pain. I'm trying to keep it hidden. And now is the time. These gateways coming up to 12/12, started 12/12 and moving all the way through to January 30th and ongoing ultimately is about shedding these layers. We've got to connect with this stuff and release it. And so the meditation is about self-compassion. What I have found is that is the antidote. That is the antidote to these. This is one of the fastest ways you can help clear these types of things going on in your field. And a lot of people don't know what that is. Self-compassion is not forgiveness. Forgiveness is a whole different thing. That's a concept. And a lot of times people approach it just as a mental concept. And it's often with the basis of assumption that I did or am something wrong and I forgive myself for it and accept myself and all that. And that's useful, but it's actually very surfacey. It's not actually connecting with the real pain and the real self behind that. That's perfect. That's perfectly in alignment and a perfect expression of the divine, your real personality self that is one with your soul self. That's really when I say the real self from a 3D context or from a polarity context here embodied. It's your pure personality self and all its characteristics combined with your soul self. From the higher dimension vantage point, your real self is simply your soul self that's just incarnating into these avatar bodies and playing a role for a time. So that's the main key. Self-compassion is not about pity. It's not about forgiveness, not about, this happened. And so I'm just going to forgive myself and say, it's okay. It's more about there really isn't anything wrong. It's just misunderstanding. Your true pure self is divine and an expression, creation of the divine, and is beautiful. And even with its quirks and things like that, it's all contained within your soul self. You're not separate from your soul self. You just think you are. And the idea is understanding that you are you, the real you is the soul holding this personality with all its issues and all its identity constructs and beliefs and all that, and loving it back into the wholeness of your real self. And that really can't be put in words totally accurately, but that's the best I can do at the moment. And love is the healer. Love is divine love, pure self-acceptance. Compassion is a facet of that. And we use the color rose gold, which is actually most in resonance with the vibration, so to speak, of compassion in general. So it's simply about accepting the truth of you and that you just misunderstood and that you're already whole and complete, and just loving that back into you, that realization. So that's what this meditation, healing meditation, is about. And when we bring in the sounds and they help clear stuff out of the way that make it difficult for you to live in that state of self-compassion, love, and acceptance.
Thank you. All right. Well, we are looking forward to this, and now we will experience it. Thank you so much. Enjoy this.
Hello, I am SomRa An'Ryka, ET Walk-In, Spiritual Awakening Teacher and Facilitator, Visual Artist, and Sound Channel. In this meditation, we're providing an opportunity for you to not only manifest intentions of what you want to experience more of in your life, but also to release whatever is standing in the way of that. This is often things we don't like about ourselves, things we judge, things we interpret negatively about ourselves, our lives, our bodies, our spiritual processes. And we simply don't need to hold on to these anymore. We can't take them with us into 5D. So it's worthwhile to be honest with yourself in this process and just bring forth whatever it is that you're not happy with so that it can be transmuted, transformed into something useful, into greater light, love, and more of the truth of who you really are. So we invite you to close your eyes, take a deep breath, relax into your seat, or if you're lying down, simply breathe and let your body soften with every breath. And now gently place your attention on your heart center. As you continue to breathe, breathe into that space. Your heart center is the gateway to your soul presence, your inner truth, wisdom, love, and compassion. And see there in your heart center, or feel or sense, a radiant ball of rose gold light. Rose gold is the frequency that most resonates with the essence of compassion. Notice that light radiating, pulsing, and sparkling as you breathe into that space. And with your intention there, think about what it is you want to experience more of. What states of being? What presence? Such as more joy, peace, light, freedom, creativity, well-being, enthusiasm, bliss, empowerment, abundance. Could be any of these things or all of them. Just pick one or two to focus on as you continue to breathe into that space. Rose gold light. And now allow that light, that rose gold radiant color, to gently expand. Expand, expand, until it completely fills and surrounds your body. Warm, soothing, loving light. Compassionate, nurturing light. Filling and surrounding your body. As you relax into that brilliant, radiant, soft, rose gold light, gently bring your attention back to your heart center Allow those intentions to just soften and radiate throughout your being as you gently keep your attention on your heart center for a moment. Continuing to breathe deeply. And now, allow a bubble of gold light, rose gold light, to come forward from your heart and float out in front of you. Allow this bubble to expand to approximately the size of a basketball or the tire of a car. And now, with your attention gently on that bubble of light, bring forth any thoughts or feelings, beliefs that are self-negating, that you have been carrying, any attitudes, judgments you have about yourself, things you don't like about yourself or your body or your life. Speak them out loud if you can. It's important to be honest and authentic in this process. It's okay to just vocalize, express these things. You let them float forward into that bubble of rose gold light. Understand that all of these thoughts or feelings, beliefs, attitudes, judgments you have about yourself that are self-negating are simply based on misunderstandings about who you really are. Perhaps authority figures spoke these things to you or gave you the impression when you were young that these things were truths about you, but they are not. They have nothing to do with the real you, who is the radiant, pure essence of Source Love. So in this ball, this bubble of compassion, it's important to simply accept that you misunderstood. You took on or concluded beliefs that aren't really true. And you don't have to carry them anymore. This state of being is the true essence of compassion and understanding. Now take a deep breath again. Let it go. And now simply sit back, lie back, relax, and let the sounds coming through to transmute, transform, dissipate, and dissolve all that you have given into this compassion bubble, light and love. You can welcome your guides and angels' presence here to assist you Just letting it all go as the channeled sounds and the angels work on your behalf.
这个西索，这个来哟，路是不多，那个的哟，也有哈啦哒，得要苏不到啊，一个多啊，嘟啦嘟啦嘟啊，西个布啦哒哩哒，哩哒哩哒，有啥有啥有啥。咿哈哈，嗦哩噜哩啦，哩嗦个嘟吧哒，西吧啦哩啦哩啦，罗西哇咿哇咿喂咿哇呀呀咿嗦，不是给的都是哒啦，是给啦嘛咿那，不哩呀哩呀咿呀呀，哟哈呜哈哈哈哈哈哈。我是咖喱木的塞的皮西巴多的沙的可是乌那里塞的玻璃那的都是咖有的大是本你来呀的巴斯基的都是黑呀白呀和那呀原来是主题是恐怕的这题是不当了大你哟。别是古的谁的地老的继续努了啦，一把大你出大谁给出，努的有一我他手，给你有一样那些，不是的给都是就是吧。也给了谁的知道多，也被谁被啊呀，也被了谁啊说的谁，又在的啥，也在的写的啥，也在的写的啥，也在的啥，也是的路的啥。这是只是的多少啊啊啊啊！啦啦嗦哆啦嘞，哎哦哎哦，우리 시여 에르세오 오라라라요세 You are holy. You are light. You are freedom. You are bright. You are one with all. You are on the call of love, one source of all. There is nothing to hold you from the all, the all, the all. Take a deep breath. Let it go. Welcome to a new level of your true being.
SomRa, thank you, thank you, thank you. Incredible healing, incredible attunement to the soul. We are all embodied this much more, so much more. And I know that there are some that are really feeling clean and crisp right now, and perhaps needing to feel gentle, needing to feel quiet after this, right? It's, what would you say after this, the rest of this day, move into, I don't want to say contemplation, but when things come up to be released like that, do we just let them go and know that we have done a great job because we're so much more attuned to our soul now?
Absolutely. And also it's important or worthwhile to embrace that understanding that anything that you thought is wrong with you or not okay is just a misunderstanding. And journal about that, give thought to that, realize that with this healing meditation that we've just done, it's helped to clear a lot of things out of the way that you may not even know were there. And you just start to notice that you're not as self critical. You don't have those thoughts in your head, or you're making new choices. You know, a lot of times the choices we make are out of that woundedness, like, overeating or some sort of addiction or controlling, being overly controlling, things like that. So you may notice you're more chill, you're more okay, you're more at peace. And it's very important to take new actions based on those new states. Don't keep trying to do the old habits once you start to realize it. And you might, and that's okay too, because self compassion understands that. But eventually it's just going to fall away, and more of the real you is going to blossom and express. And that's the idea.
What a gift. Thank you so much for this, because we are really feeling in love with ourselves like never before, actually. And this is the power of our awareness on our energy field. And so moving into this new year, we're clean. We can't take that old baggage with us. And you've done a great job helping us today. Again, we invite our viewers and listeners to watch this again, enjoy it again. We know that that spiral of evolution will meet us the next time around and continue to work with it even more. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I want to have, let's see, one of the great things about working with you is this acceleration. You really help people get to the bottom of it, and you've got wonderful supportive tools to do that. So on this webpage, if you are watching and listening to this, just scroll down and you'll see SomRa's special offer. Lots of items there that are from the higher realms. These are channeled MP3s. They're courses that have been created to assist you. SomRa, go ahead and tell us a little bit about some of these offerings.
Okay, sure. So we have some MP3 downloads packages of prior channel sound events, my Gateways package, which is, particularly during Gateways times, like 12, and where I did live events, and they still facilitate. And we have special guests that come through in addition to the regular collective I channel, like sometimes Tibetan masters. We've had Mayan priests come through. That was during the 12 one. We have in some of the other packages, there's a trio package too that's got some with nature sounds in them, and just various things that I've added, and some with the angels. Yeah, that's the trio package has one with the angels called Receive Your Angels Gifts. And that's the first time they came through and helping open people to receive our angel support, because angels are helping us, or they're trying to all the time, but we need to open up more to allow that and experience those gifts. They're often sitting back waiting for us to ask, and it's not about asking permission. It's about opening that door and allowing them to support you when you ask. That's the point of asking. And so those packages are really wonderful and supportive to help you through regeneration, renewal, healing, and so forth. And I also have a package with an ebook. That package is called 5D Inner Stability and Emotional Balance Package, because as these transformations are happening and the energies are rising every year, and the craziness is happening in the outer world, many of us need help stabilizing our field, stabilizing within our core. And so that ebook and what's in that package, I have a channeled sound activation meditation in that for inner stability, can be very helpful. And also we concluded a channeling with my collaborative partner, Geronimo Nye. He channels spoken ET Ascended Masters and Angels, and they talk about what they used in their last lifetime from which they ascended on how to maintain that inner core stability connection as you're evolving quickly. So that's a wonderful package. We've had others with my collaborative partners, Geronimo Nye and his channeling work. We've got Unlocking Your Soul's Treasures with Azure Kai, 11th, I think she's now 12th dimensional ET Ascended Master, and some audios that I produced in that. Conscious Awakening package with Master Chan, and ebooks and audios in that. And we also have our personal space optimization with Ascended Master Kodan Ba that we offer and actually do a service to help you clear and optimize your home living space. So there's an ebook with that as well. And It's Time for Joy is one of my recent programs, 4 to 5 week program with my collaborative partner, Isaac Moore. And we do powerful transformational work and have a lot of fun and take people through a lot of fun processes to awaken their joy. And there's just so much more that we're offering and more to come. So thank you for this opportunity to share these gifts that have come source working through me and us to support star seeds, light workers, true seekers on the journey.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for this. It really is supportive. I know people absolutely love it. And your team, how you've created all of this is so precious. It really is just nice, nice, nice stuff, high vibrational things. And the perspectives that we gain from this is something you and Geron will be on this summit series as well, a little bit later towards the end or the beginning of the year. And every time I speak with both of you, I am lifted to a higher perspective. My vision is from a higher perspective on all fronts. And it's so helpful because that really is fifth dimensional living. When we are able, like you said, when we're able to stabilize in our core, in our center, then no matter what happens around us, we can weather anything. We can weather that storm. We can be the eye, the calm of the storm. And I just am so grateful for how you've stepped into your role, and it inspires others to step into their role too. And don't you think that this new year of 2024, the word breakout year, it seems like a breakout year for so many who were maybe twiddling the thumb saying, I know I'm supposed to be doing something, but also felt like an energetic pause. This year was more of an acceleration, like, okay, now I know I really got to do something. 2023 was like, I got to do something. May not know what that is, but I think 2024, there will be that much more clarity on how people can step up and step out. What are your thoughts on that?
Yes, definitely. There's kind of this internal push, and shedding these layers of identity constructs are a part of that because they're really in the way. They're holding us down and back, and the pain that's keeping them in place needs to be healed, and that's holding our energies down. And that's a big part of what's making us tired. A lot of us are tired, and it's not just because of the increase in influx of energies, but we're still, parts of us are still trying to hold on to the old identities, and it's all unconscious. And so a lot of that's breaking free. And like I said, the tools that we bring forward are to help people with that, ease that process as well as accelerate it. And what I perceive as we're moving into January, there's usually this recovery from, the holidays and all of that. And sometimes it's a slow going. And then around mid-January, we're going to see an uptick, an increase. And what the angels told us is that around January 30th is when it's like a balloon that's building and it's going to pop. And so we may not see anything right away or feel it fully or have that clear creative direction yet in January. There's still going to be some assessment and adjustment maybe for some of us. Some of us may, hit the ground running. It just depends on where you are in your evolution. But once January is complete, we may see a whole lot more coming forward from people, like creativity, that higher purpose coming through and knowing more clearly how to express that. This will be very exciting. I'm looking forward. We have wonderful platforms now like nothing before with YouTube and Instagram and all these different things where people can express themselves and their gifts. We may see more of that, and hopefully a lot more of the evolved material getting view time and interest rather than just the distraction material that's out there.
Yeah, the distraction material is really popular, and
Yep.
evolved material is a slow and steady road, and it is a high vibrational road, and we're all patient with it because we know the power of it. And more, as you said, more people are going to be wanting the evolved road, the evolved content. And so thank you for evolving us in our creations and helping us clear up and clean up some of the identity labels that are constructs of our mind. We do feel fresh, we do feel enlivened, and we are ready to go. Happy New Year to you, SomRa. Happy holidays, everyone. Thank you for shining your bright light. SomRa, as we say goodbye, I just want to give you a comment for final thoughts.
Oh gosh, so much I could say. But probably, it's always my message is that everyone listening, you're an amazing being, you're an amazing soul. And sometimes it doesn't feel that way. Sometimes you feel yucky. Sometimes you may feel depressed. Sometimes you may feel like you're just not getting there or not getting there enough, and you feel tired. We understand. We get it. You signed up for this, you hear that story and all of that. You wouldn't be here if you weren't capable. But, this time is about getting real with who you are, and it's okay. Accepting it's just okay. All of these things, it's not personal. All these constructs you've taken on, it's a part of this much, much, much bigger game. And it is a game. I know it doesn't feel like it, but it's also a plan, you might say, that we're all a part of. And we had to take on this stuff and then break out of it. And all of that's a part of Earth awakening to who she more fully is. She took on a bunch of stuff and she's awakening as well. She's a consciousness being. And you're a part of this. You're a part of a much, much greater collective and plan. And you're important. Every single one of us are in this whole collective process. We're in this together. Just know that you're never alone.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And calling all light workers, stepping up and stepping out. We are in gratitude for you and your bright light. Namaste.
Namaste.
So shine, so shine, shine bright, so shine, so shine, shine bright.